How is it that so many people believe the shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner was staged? A government wouldn't put its own people in danger like that. Or would they? Actually, they would, and they do. And it's called a false flag operation. Welcome to my series about proven or just about proven false flag operations throughout history. If you've ever felt like the official narrative of a national tragedy was a little too convenient, you're not alone. Let's start with what a false flag operation is. A false flag is a secret operation where attackers commit a crime and then intentionally blame an enemy for it. In the 1600s, pirates would fly a friendly flag in order to mislead merchant ships into thinking they were safe to approach. When they were close enough, the pirates would attack. Over time, that concept evolved from a naval trick into a covert tool of diplomatic misdirection. Today, a false flag often refers to a government organizing an attack on its own people or assets. But why on earth would a government attack its own people? Usually, it's about war. By staging an attack, the perpetrators can legally or politically justify foreign military aggression or harsh domestic repression. Think martial law. Framed in the right way, a false flag operation uses violence and chaos to make the general population so terrified that it turns to the government for protection without asking too many questions. But it's not just used to justify war. Governments might use a false flag to damage a political opponent and swing a national election. Political or religious organizations sometimes stage attack against themselves to martyr themselves. A successful false flag can drastically change the balance of power in economic conflicts between major countries. So, yeah, it's quite the strategy, but only if the false flag operator can get away with it, which makes the cover-up essential and explains why the truth about false flag operations is so often revealed. And that brings us to a very, very tricky thing to balance. How can we tell the difference between a real false flag and a baseless conspiracy theory? Because if we're being realistic, the number of actual false flags in history is eclipsed by the endless swirl of conspiracy theories born in just a week of TikTok comments. But because conspiracy theories rely on emotion and circular reasoning, the same governments running real false flags have figured out how to weaponize conspiracy culture. So while very few national tragedies are orchestrated deceptions, history is unambiguous. Governments have and do manipulate events to serve hidden agendas. Go to part 2 to find out how the Nazis staged the lie that started the bloodiest war in history.